All right there, folks. Just as Scat G goes by. Q-Jet rather. Hopefully he don't hit that log right there. Boy, he came pretty close to hitting that log. I hope he saw it there. So we're going to throw this cast net right here. This is a little small cast net. They're pretty easy to throw. So I came out here today looking for some shad, but not finding any shad. So I thought I'd just take a few little random throws out here. So what I like to do, obviously you got to hook that kind of around your hand right there, because if you don't, see what I'm saying? If you don't, then you might lose your cast net. So always hook that right there around your wrist. We're going to make a few little loops here. This is just my little simple redneck way of doing it. There's nothing real complicated about it. You got this little ring right here. You pull up on this little booger. Try not to put too much weight on that if you can, because there is a stress point right there that could wear out if you're not careful. But in general, to start off with, you want to make sure that your net is hanging straight, that you try to get as many or all of the little tangles out of it as you can, so that it's, you know, pretty much free of tangles before you try to throw it. Sometimes it might have a little tangle in it, but as it gets wet, it'll tend to soften up a little bit. So what I do is, once you get to this position, I kind of come down usually about right here with my left hand. I don't know if this is correct. This is just the way I do it. You know, you got this line here. Come down about halfway, you know, something like that. And then I'm going to pull up right here. I'm going to pull up one, and I'm going to come up here. And I'm going to pull up another one, and I'm going to hold that right there. So it's just pull up one, hold it here, hold this in your hand, and then I'm going to throw this sucker out with a rotating motion. And what I like to do is kind of think about this hand as a pivot point. So once I swing around and release, I kind of like for this hand to kind of stay behind back a little bit and let it be the final thing that kind of lets go. So it's going to kind of look something like this right here. And see, that wasn't too bad. It wasn't like perfect, but it's more than adequate. You know, if there was a school of shad out there, I would have got some of them. Like I said, it's not a perfect way to do it, but it does work. And so obviously I didn't get anything because there's nothing out there, but I'd kind of stretch my line out here, make sure I don't have any knots in it, and just come back, do some lassos here, and pour your little blue thing up. And again, don't put too much weight right there. That's a stress point. Make sure you don't have any of your weights tangled up or anything like that, which looks pretty good right there. So I'm gonna come along, pull up one right here and hold it in my left hand, pull up this one in my right, something like this, and I'm gonna try it one more time right here. Remember, I'm gonna kind of hold this right hand back and let it be kind of pivot, if that makes any sense. And that wasn't so good. I kind of felt like I wasn't really that focused on that, but anyways, that still would have caught some shad. So your throws don't have to be perfect when there's a lot of shad. You just need to kind of be right there on top of them. Get all the kinks out of it. Pull up one, hold it in your left hand, pull up the other one, keep it in your right. Yeah, that was pretty good right there. I don't know if I got that on camera, but kind of got to be careful here. A lot of rocks out there, so if you let it sink down too far and it gets out there and gets hung up on those rocks, you'll lose your cast net. So I'm always pretty conservative about how far I let it go down, because normally when the shad are all bundled up out here, it doesn't have to sink very far. I mean, it's not that deep out there, so when it lands right on top of a big school of shad, you got a lot of margin for error with one of these little nets from the bank. But the main thing really is you don't want to lose your net in these rocks. Just be careful with these rocks right here and don't let it get down, because once your lead sinkers, the weight's on your net. Once them sinkers get down there and start falling down in between them rocks like that, you can pretty well forget it. You can make one cast out there and let it fall down into those rocks, and you may never see it again till the water goes back down. So that's the main thing. Don't let it get down in them rocks or into a down tree or something like that. So anyways, that's my little demonstration of how to throw a cast net right there, folks. The redneck way of throwing a little cheap cast net. Nothing fancy. Yeah, I might get a little bit more than that. Well, we got a bunch of shad out here. This shouldn't be any real problem getting us a few shad. You can see there's a huge school of them right out here. Hopefully there's a little size to them. Probably pretty small. We'll see if we can get a few of them right here though. Pretty good throw. Should get a few right there. And we did. And they're pretty small. Lots of small ones right there. A lot of small ones. That's alright. They'll work. A lot of weight to them little ones right there. Alright, there we go. Got us a little bucket of shad right here, folks. As everybody knows, a bucket of shad is better than a bucket of chicken on any given day.